So this is the third part of my three-part series about my pregnancy, where I've covered my first trimester, my second trimester, and now I am covering my third trimester. I am currently 2 days away from being 38 weeks, so I am about 2 weeks away from my due date. So I feel like at this point I've had a pretty good grasp on what my third trimester has entailed. As I mentioned in my previous video, in my second trimester, I ate terribly and I gained 30 pounds. So by the end of my second trimester, I was up 35 pounds and I was freaking out. I figured if I kept on that track, I was going to gain 65 pounds by the time I was finished with the pregnancy, and that terrified me. That would have put me near 200 pounds after starting out at 130 pounds. And I decided I definitely need to start eating healthier. And I did. I didn't eat less, but I switched my foods drastically. I was no longer just eating a donut when I wanted a donut. I wasn't just eating pizza. I wasn't eating burgers. Instead, I was eating lots of salads, lots of vegetables, lots of meat, lots of fruit, and lots of whole grains like oatmeal and stuff like that. So I felt really full. I was munching all the time, but it changed my weight gain entirely. This entire third trimester, I have only gained 5 pounds. So my entire pregnancy, I've gained about 40 pounds total. And that is crazy because typically most people in the third trimester, that's when they gain the majority of their weight. For me, it was in my second trimester. My OBGYN has said I'm healthy, the baby's healthy, everything's growing fine. So me changing up the diet and not gaining weight wasn't necessarily like detrimental to my health or the child's health, but it helped me slow down the weight gain and allow my child to grow without putting on too much fat myself. So I think my biggest symptom in my third trimester was really intense nesting urges. I felt like I needed to clean and organize and wash things and prepare things, and I was just getting the nest ready. I wanted to decorate the house. I wanted to reorganize kitchen cupboards. I wanted to deep clean the inside of my car. And I did all those things. In my third trimester, my energy stayed relatively high for the first 2 months. Then there was about a week and a half period into my third month where I did the fatigue hit. I felt exhausted, and I really, really struggled in that time to have the energy to do anything. I was sleeping probably 20 hours a day. After that week and a half period where I was really tired, I don't know what caused that. I don't think I was sick or anything. I think it was just kind of a hormonal flux. But after that, my energy came back a little bit, and I've slowly been getting back to the hang of things. Because I was eating better, I also think that kind of my random aches and pains went away. I wasn't bloated anymore. My digestive system felt way more regular. My skin cleared up. A lot of the symptoms that I'd seen in the second trimester went away when I began eating healthy in the third trimester. So I have a feeling if I just would have eaten healthy in the second trimester and not overindulged like a crazy pregnant woman, then I would have felt a lot better. So 2 symptoms that have just been prevalent pretty much the entire pregnancy: the acid reflux came back with a vengeance in the third trimester. In the second trimester, it started and it progressively got pretty bad until I was put on a prescription medication for it, because it was truly just like preventing me from eating comfortably. And now that I'm in my 9th month, the acid reflux is back. I take the medication as prescribed once in the morning and once at night, but I had to up it and take one in the around noon as well, because it's just so intense. Every time I eat anything or drink anything, it's constant like stomach acid coming up into my throat, making me feel like I'm gonna vomit. And it's odd because I don't think I carried the baby very high, and the baby's completely dropped now. So I don't think it's like a product of my stomach not having room. It's just, I honestly think it's just a hormonal thing. It's something my body is doing handling the hormonal adjustments. My restless leg syndrome is also still pretty bad. It prevents me from sleeping quite a bit of the time, which is why I am up at 3 a.m. recording this video right now. And that is due largely in part to the fact my legs just feel jittery. Which brings me to the next thing as well. I've also developed really bad insomnia. Just cannot sleep. Will lay there and I am just wide awake. My brain's running and I am on a crazy sleep schedule. There are some times where I'll sleep through the night fine, and then there are other times where I'll sleep through the day and be awake all night. And I just can't control it. I work at home luckily, so I can do that, and I can kind of just sleep when I'm tired. But there are some times where I don't get tired for 20 hours, and I don't know why. It's just this weird insomnia. I can't sleep. Also have a new fear of germs. I have never been a germaphobe. I don't think I've ever carried a wet wipe with me in my life. I wash my hands after I use the bathroom, but I'm not freaked out if I have to touch the paper towel holder or something. But now I am. Now I bring wet wipes places. I disinfect the house regularly. I'm constantly oh, that has germs. Can't touch that. It's super weird. Never been like that, and now all of a sudden I'm a huge germaphobe. In the third trimester, the baby's movements had become pretty much constant. This little one moves around every hour. I can very easily feel them move at least once. But there are some times where it's like my stomach is a bubbly, bulging mess. You can see them kicking their feet, and I can feel their head butting down against my bladder. They are very, very active, and they have been this way since the beginning of my third trimester. They are quite the little mover in there, and they make their presence known. They continue to go on their little excited kicking fits when I eat peanut butter. So I'm pretty much persuaded at this point that they absolutely love peanut butter, because even if I have the littlest bit of peanut butter, they are all about it. They are loving peanut butter. And then the other thing that they're really loving is eggs. They kick pretty frequently when I eat eggs, which is convenient because one of my biggest cravings this trimester has been eggs. I eat eggs for breakfast, for dinner, for a midnight snack. I love eggs. Scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, eggs in soup. I want eggs all the time. I also really want chicken, turkey, any kind of white meat. Not necessarily beef or anything like that. And I'm not craving fish, but chicken and turkey are really big, and they have been this entire third trimester. In the last month, I've started craving mashed potatoes. That's been a huge thing for me, which is actually something I craved for maybe a week or so in my second trimester. But in my third trimester, mashed potatoes are so yum. I also really want spinach. I crave spinach quite a bit for some reason. Bell peppers, turkey sausage, little sausage links made out of turkey, not the greasy beef and pork ones, the turkey ones, and taco salad. So not a taco, but lettuce with taco meat and cheese and tomatoes and onions and pico de gallo and all that. Really craving taco salad. And overall, my third trimester has been pretty comfortable. In terms of physical changes, it's definitely the time when my body changed the most. I put on a lot of weight in the second trimester, but it was mainly fat. In the third trimester, the baby's definitely grown and the baby bump has grown. And when my baby bump dropped, up until that point, I hadn't had stretch marks, but I definitely got some pretty brutal stretch marks when they dropped down. My lower stomach is pretty much entirely covered in stretch marks at this point. And they're pretty painful sometimes too. You can feel the skin ripping. It's really depressing. And I had used coconut oil on my belly my entire pregnancy, just trying to keep it moisturized and keeping the skin healthy. And it didn't really make a difference when it came time for that baby to drop down. Just that change in the position in my stomach and the skin there just having to stretch really quickly just ripped it apart. So that was a delightful experience, and they're still developing a little bit. So that was a bummer because I thought I was going to get away without stretch marks, but you know what? That's okay. If that's the worst thing that's happened this pregnancy, then I have had a good pregnancy. And yeah, I mean, I think overall just this entire pregnancy experience has made me a softer person. I think that's the best word to describe it. But just so much more patient. I'm so much more patient than I've ever been in my life. I just love so much more deeply strangers and animals and other people, and of course babies and children. I've always had a soft spot for animals and children, but now more so. It's just like this overflowing abundance of love that I have for other people and things. It's intense. And I'm patient. I let things go. I realize just a lot of things that I used to think were really important are not anymore. Like I don't care what other people say negatively. I don't care about rumors. I don't care about gossip. I mean, that's no longer something that interests me. Just like I feel so much more mellow. I feel momish. And I'm surprisingly not scared of labor. I'm really ready for it. I'm hoping for a natural birth, but I'm not against intervention if it's needed or if I absolutely can't bear the pain. But I'm going in with the intentions to do it naturally. We shall see. I have a really low pain tolerance, so if I can get through it, I'll be really proud of myself. And I feel ready. Like I really do. It's such a weird, peaceful feeling, but I feel so at ease with this entire experience of being a mom. And I feel really blessed. And it's been a very calming, soothing experience. It's uncomfortable at times, don't get me wrong, but overall I have really enjoyed being pregnant, and I really look forward to being a mom. I cannot believe I'm 2 weeks away from my due date. That is insane. But I am ready. I'm not in a rush. I'm not one of those people who wants the baby out as soon as possible, but I don't know, it's so nice. It's weird because I've never been like this. I was always very teenage-ish. Like I was fairly immature, lots of emotional outbursts, selfish, very absorbed with my own ideas and everything, and now things roll off my shoulders so much easier, and I'm just so much more happy-go-lucky. So it's nice. I hope that hormone change doesn't really go away, but we shall see what happens postpartum. As for now, pregnancy has been a pretty awesome experience for me. It's had its good and its bad, but overall I've been really blessed with a very easy pregnancy, and I realize there are people out there who do not have it half as good as I do. And seriously, you are queens. Like anyone who goes through a rough pregnancy, just like the rough bouts I had, I wanted to throw a pity party for myself. But I truly all hail the women who put up with some crazy bad pregnancy symptoms. I do not know how you do it. So kudos to you ladies. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with anything terrible. And I've enjoyed the experience. It's been very eye-opening and heartwarming. So thank you for watching my pregnancy bump dates videos. This has been a 3-part series. If you watched the first 2 and you're now at the end of the 3rd, thank you for watching all 3. That's awesome. I am so happy that you took the time to do that, and hopefully you got some kind of information from it. And if you're watching this one first, I'm going to put a link to my 1st trimester and 2nd trimester videos in the description box below, and you can feel free to watch those if those interest you. Thanks again for watching, and hope you guys have a great day.